problem animal or problem people, we head to a remote village ready to put an end to the battle between humans and baboons.
Taste of the ocean. It's fresh and sweet and salty.
Namibia's best kept secret is a tasty one. We're out on the water with the oyster farmers of Walvis Bay. Then you've seen the headlines out of a historic election. We bring you another side of southern Sudan, one worth listening to, as we cover the continent this week on Inside Africa. Hello and welcome to Inside Africa. I'm Aisha Sasay. It's often called Africa's most opportunistic animal. Every week on the Cape Peninsula, tourists get an up-close lesson on just how evolved baboons really are. But if you think the human-baboon confrontation is only occurring on the Cape, think again. It's a problem throughout southern Africa. And as our Enkapile Mabuse shows us, there are no easy answers.
A 4-hour drive from Cape Town through some of the most picturesque landscapes South Africa has to offer lies the small farming village of Berrydale. It's a sleepy kind of place. On Main Street there's the occasional truck full of farm workers and not much else. But on this night there's action in the local lawn bowling club.
And I'll rather go tonight to bed with the idea that I've shot a baboon dead, instead of chasing him back to the veld where he come from because there's no food.
We do understand how frustrating it can be to have baboons coming into the village on an ongoing basis and doing damage to your property and doing damage to your crops. But what we are looking for is a collective, sustainable solution.
For Jenny Trathauen, this is a fight she's all too familiar with. Called the Baboon Lady back at home in Cape Town, she spent her career trying to protect the more than 400 of the primates in the Cape Peninsula. Newspaper articles and countless pictures show just how difficult it is keeping baboons away from humans and humans away from baboons.
They love to examine each other's babies.
For Trathauen, though, Berrydale is a chance to get it right.
What is so exciting about the Berrydale scenario is the fact that they are being extremely proactive. They're getting monitors going quickly. In many of the other areas, it's been a long time that the baboons have become habituated and trained. Now in Berrydale, they're saying, okay, let's stop this behavior quickly before it gets started. And that's enormously encouraging for me. If we can get the monitor program going quickly before the baboons are habituated to the easy rewards of the village, I believe we stand a good chance of success here.
Trathauen pins her hopes on the implementation of a baboon monitoring program.
Much bigger male coming up now.
In the midday heat, she and her staff are up on the mountain at the Joshua Baboon Rehabilitation Project just outside Berrydale.
When you're herding them, when you're pushing them out of the village, generally they'll all be together. And when they are resting, then they'll all spread out like this.
They're here training locals how to become monitors, patrolling Berrydale with hopes of keeping the baboons away from homes and farms.
I don't think the baboon problem is going to go away. It's a learning curve. It's something that's happening. It's here. It's happening all over South Africa.
Nola Frazier runs the rehabilitation project and supports the village's monitoring program.
So I'm aware of the increasing number of baboons that keep being brought into the centre, and eventually it will become a bottleneck, or it could become a bottleneck. And then what?
That scenario is already here on the Cape, where baboons and humans have squared off for hundreds of years. With a monitoring program firmly in place, statistics from the Baboon Research Unit at the University of Cape Town show human-induced injuries to baboons are the lowest they've been in the past 5 years. Deaths are also down, and the baboon population is up, which makes encounters with humans all the more likely.
Just here again, you can see the incredible damage. So, when I do take people to walk, I never try and pretend baboons are anything other than they do cause a lot of damage. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that they do cause a lot of damage. And the ideal thing would be for them to be on the mountain, not in the village.
Around the Cape Peninsula, Trathauen takes tourists on walks to see baboons in what she hopes will be their natural habitat.
So this is a horrible spot for the monitors because they are now on the roofs.
Despite the monitors' best efforts, that doesn't always happen.
Of course, it's the weekend, so a lot of people are home having braais, houses are open, and the baboons know it. So they know that the weekends or holidays are time when people are a lot more relaxed. So your chances of getting into the house or getting the food are a lot better. So they're just not showing any inclination to move on at all. Look, the monitors can struggle without a shadow of a doubt. And, you know, the frustrating part for me is to see that the residents make very little effort to help the monitors. So if the residents were working with the monitors more, the monitors would be more efficient.
When it comes to taking on one of the continent's most opportunistic animals, researchers and advocates say there are no easy answers.
Baboons are definitely incredibly opportunistic and incredibly adaptable. So from a management point of view, it makes it extraordinarily difficult.
It's these same characteristics that drew Trithowen into a life of advocacy for baboons.
It is hugely amazing to watch how these baboons will adapt to a situation and will seize the opportunity and work with whatever they've got. And I think possibly we've got a lot we can learn from them.
In hopes of showing more people the positives in an animal so often labelled a problem. Nkepile Mabuse, CNN, Johannesburg.
We head north up the coast in search of one of Namibia's best-kept secrets when Inside Africa returns.